I never imagined a simple road trip could turn into a haunting memory. What happened last early spring is so surreal, it often feels like a bad dream. However, the chilling incident is etched in my mind, making me wake up in cold sweats. Sharing this story might help me come to terms with the eerie experience. It was a typical Friday, but the events that unfolded were anything but ordinary. I stayed late at work that day, not leaving until the late afternoon. It was Friday, and my family was enjoying their time at our country house. Eager to join them, I embarked on my journey, taking a train to the suburban station closest to our retreat. From there, I planned to catch a bus. However, fate had other plans. As I stood at the bus stop, the weather took a turn for the worse. The cold wind bit at my skin, and I realized I had a 40-minute wait ahead of me. Impatient and chilly, I considered hitchhiking. Cars were sparse, and those that did pass showed no interest in stopping. My hope dwindled until an old, crimson car from the 80s pulled up. The car's sudden appearance, amidst the desolate stretch of road, seemed almost providential, despite its time-worn, dirty crimson exterior that whispered tales of decades past. As I peered into the vehicle, hoping for a respite from the biting wind, the immediate rush of frigid air from within felt almost supernatural, as if the car itself was exhaling a deep, icy breath. Bored for someone to blast the air conditioner in this already bone-chilling weather, I mused, half expecting to see a driver clad in summer attire defiant against the cold. The driver, however, was a far cry from what one might expect. As he acknowledged my need to reach Guthrie, his response was peculiar and unsettling. "I can take you most of the way," he declared with a cryptic smile that seemed to stretch too widely for comfort. "But I'm afraid I won't make it to Guthrie. You'll have about a mile to go on foot from where I can drop you." His tone was eerily calm, as if the prospect of leaving a passenger stranded a mile short of their destination was a trivial matter, an everyday occurrence. The driver, with an unsettling smile, invited me to hop in. The driver's grotesque smile seemed to stretch unnaturally wide, as if invisible strings were pulling at the corners of his mouth. His face, eerily waxen and motionless, betrayed no sign of human warmth or emotion. It was as though I was staring into a mask, devoid of life, yet somehow animate. His eyes, the most unsettling feature, were reminiscent of a dead fish's, glassy, pallid, and encircled with a ghostly white rim. They seemed to pierce through me, devoid of any soul or conscience. As I hesitated, contemplating my next move, the driver's hand, rigid and unyielding, barred the door from closing. The hand, under the harsh glare of the flashlight, appeared more like a lifeless appendage from a mannequin than human flesh. Its fingers were locked in a grotesque stance, immovable and cold to the touch. The car's interior, bathed in an unnatural chill, felt more like a crypt than a vehicle meant for the living. My heart raced as fear gripped me, a primal, instinctual terror that I had never experienced before. Every fiber of my being screamed to escape, to put as much distance between myself and this macabre scene as possible. The air around me felt thick, charged with an ominous energy that seemed to emanate from the driver and the sinister vehicle. It was as if the very essence of dread had taken form, looming over me, threatening to engulf me in its shadow. In a moment of panic, fueled by the overwhelming sense of danger, I recoiled, stumbling backward. The driver's eyes narrowed, a glint of malice or amusement flickering within their lifeless depths. With every ounce of strength, I tore myself away from the ghastly tableau, my heart pounding as I fled back to the perceived safety of the bus stop. Despite the delay, the bus eventually arrived. The relief of being among others was palpable, yet the encounter lingered in my mind. I tried to rationalize the fear, attributing it to the driver's possible inebriation and my overactive imagination. As the bus trundled closer to Guthrie, an unexpected sight drew my attention, the aftermath of a car accident, stark against the fading light of dusk. My heart skipped a beat as the bus slowed, allowing me a clearer view. Amidst the flashing lights of emergency vehicles, I recognized the twisted, tattered remains of a vehicle, its dirty crimson hue barely discernible beneath the grime and damage. It was unmistakably the same car that had stopped for me earlier. A lump formed in my throat as I disembarked the bus, drawn inexplicably towards the wreckage. The air was thick with the scent of metal and gasoline, a stark reminder of the tragedy that had unfolded. As I neared, a weathered sign caught my eye, its message sending a shiver down my spine. Guthrie, 1 mile. The very distance the driver had claimed he wouldn't be able to cover with me. The coincidence was too precise, too aligned with the eerie prediction, to be mere chance. I approached the first responders with a mix of dread and curiosity. The scene before me was chaotic, a grim ballet of paramedics and police officers moving with purposeful urgency. Inquiring about the driver's condition seemed almost futile amidst the obvious devastation, yet I felt compelled to ask. The response was a resigned gesture, an unspoken confirmation of the worst. No one could have survived such a catastrophic impact. As I stood there, the reality of the situation washed over me. The encounter with the driver, his unnerving appearance, and cryptic parting words replayed in my mind with vivid clarity. The chilling realization that the car had indeed not made it the final mile to Guthrie, just as the driver foretold, sent a cold dread coursing through me. The incident, with its unexplainable elements, continues to haunt me. The unnaturally cold interior of the car, the driver's bizarre appearance, and the subsequent accident seemed interconnected in a way that defied logic. It felt as though some unseen force intervened, saving me from a grim fate. The incident, with its unexplainable elements, continues to haunt me. The unnaturally cold interior of the car, the driver's bizarre appearance, and the subsequent accident seemed interconnected in a way that defied logic. It felt as though some unseen force intervened, saving me from a grim fate. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us likes and comments.